Many countries, and not only emerging markets, have an enormous deficit in leadership. I had at the time when I was a student at the Harvard Business School a professor, his name was John Cotter. And he said, even in the United States, we have tremendous good managers, but we need more people with leadership skills. Captains of industries, people that actually move the industry, but also the company in a given direction. Managers are very good at executing certain things. We need people that are captains of industries. And as a result, the world and also the kingdom will benefit much better from it. Saudi Arabia, the kingdom, has a special place, obviously, in the Islamic world, but also in the world of business. The largest resource holder of oil. They also, on most occasions, because they're a swing producer, the biggest producer of oil as well. But what it really is important is that the kingdom is increasingly looking at diversification of its economy, capturing value added from its hydrocarbon base, but that also means it needs to focus tremendously on the development of talent. And in order to develop talent, it's not only technical and vocational skills, it's also managerial and leadership skills. And not just from a perspective of the kingdom, but really from a regional and global perspective. The program is extremely well designed. I'm talking about the PALM leadership program. It is very well designed. There's little doubt about it. There's really a red thread through the program, and that's important. You don't want to have loose modules without any connection. Actually, one of the other facilitators, I like to call myself a facilitator more than a professor. Professor is kind of an old stodgy word, right? But a facilitator of learning was one of the other professors that, or facilitators of learning that was here, and he told me that actually by listening to me, he was able to link it better to what he was going to say. Now the participants are going to benefit from that, right? And that's important. I'm going to be here for another day and a half. So tomorrow I will be able to participate and meet the leaders, which is going to be an interesting opportunity. But talking about the participants here, they're very inquisitive, and that's good. Because the last thing you want as a facilitator is basically you're talking and nobody is responding, right? That's, I wouldn't last for a whole day, not at all. And they come also from, they're very carefully selected. There is actually a selection process for this program. It's not just a pure open enrollment program. And finally, they are from different sectors. They're not all coming from the same area and background. That basically means there's also a lot of learning that's happening among them. And the fact that they are participating in the discussion is very, very good. First of all, they need to see whether this is the right thing for them, given the stage in which they are in their career. Yes. People need to eventually evolve from good managers to more leaders, right? So, at what age this varies from person to person, but it's typically not going to be someone who is, let's say, in their 20s. Although I've seen in emerging markets that young people have actually very broad areas of responsibility. I've seen it in Kazakhstan, I've seen that here in the Gulf, I've also seen that in China and India. So this is something we see more in emerging markets than actually we see in the United States or in European or in Japan, which is even more hierarchical. I would basically say prepare yourself very well. Because if you prepare yourself very well for a program like this, you're going to get much more out of it. If you just come in without any preparation, then or any interaction. Preparation is not just reading, but it's also reflecting about your own career. Because this is something which is, what do I want to get out of it that I'm going to bring back to my job in order to do a much better job. The length and the scope and the depth of the program will really help the right applicant with the right mindset to help them transform their career. But it's a stepping stone. It's part of the whole process, but it's a key stepping stone in doing so. I really believe that's the case.
Great. Professor Van Putte, I appreciate your time, sir.
It was a real pleasure. Thank you. You didn't ask me two tough questions.